Hello, you miss me? I've been gone a couple days, haven't been posting, and that's because I am currently working very, very, very hard to create this Facebook group called Deep Dive. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Now, Deep Dive is everything I've been teaching about meaning, finding the meaning behind your goals. What does your goals mean to you? And Deep Dive is about answering these two questions. What do I want? And what does this mean to me on the deepest level? We got to dive deep into the meaning behind why this goal is so important to you. And by discovering and identifying this deep meaning, we've effectively discovered the emotion driving that desire. And because meaning equals emotion, we can take that emotional meaning and transform it into a trigger or a symbol wrapped in the context of that meaning. And then what comes next is using it in meditation to impress your subconscious mind with the feeling and reality of that goal. Now, don't just take my word from it. Hear this story right now from Jacquelina, who had a coaching session with me 1 week ago. Right now, it's March 14th, Tuesday, 8:06 p.m. That's the time I'm recording it, but you're probably going to hear this the following day or maybe today. I don't know. But last week, I had a coaching session with Jacquelina, who lives in Argentina. She has a great life and she does well for herself and her family, but she's had this drive to help the young women who are in the area that she lives in Argentina, right? They suffer from many different problems with menstrual health, right? They don't even have simple things like sanitary wipes. And she feels this need to want to help them, but she feels she's not doing enough. These young women would literally come into her work and beg for help, right? So she's put together this program to try to help them, but there's only so much that you can do if you're a citizen, if you're not connected, and she didn't have those resources. So last week in my class Insight on Tuesday, I was helping her figure out, what does this goal mean to her? Because I know if we can find that meaning, we can turn that into a symbol. We can turn it into an emotional trigger. And then she can use that in a meditation or as she goes to sleep, and she'll end up manifesting exactly what that feeling implies. So we went into it, and I noticed in the beginning that, she couldn't get out of this sadness that she felt. Every time we talked about why is this important to you, she went into all the valid reasons of why, because, she was tired of seeing these women suffering. But that reason, that meaning made her so sad. And that's not good, because we can't use that trigger that creates sadness, because then we'll be manifesting a result that creates sadness. We needed to reverse it in the opposite direction. So I had her zoom out and go 5 years into the future, where she completely created the program, right? It was in effect, it was in Argentina, and these young women were benefiting from this program that were teaching them about menstrual health, putting them in positive programs so they can go to school and get education and these things. And when she tapped into the meaning behind that, wow, when I asked her, how do you feel now? She said great, but she didn't just say it like great. You can hear her gasp for air, because it was like there was this weight that was crushing her chest and she couldn't breathe. And now finally she can breathe. It's at that point we know that we found that deep emotional meaning. We dived deep into the goal and we found that meaning. Now what happened next is nothing less than miraculous and magical. I told her, now that we found that emotional meaning, this scene right here I've created for you, I want you to visualize it as you go to sleep for the next 3 nights. And I gave her very specific details on what she needed to do exactly. It didn't take 3 nights. The next day, she came to my next class, right? My Wednesday night class, my Neville Goddard class. And she told us how she got a call from this woman named Inez, who is the president of the institution that has the power to put her plan in order. And she told her that she wants to work with her immediately starting next week meaning this week because this happened last week. And she wants to help her put her program in 80 different districts in Argentina. This is a very well-connected person, very powerful. Jacqueline had explained. Was this a coincidence? Was this going to happen anyway? The answer to that is obviously no. It wasn't going to happen anyway. Her unseen imaginal act produced a physical fact. And when you find that deep emotional meaning, you're able to align yourself with it in a way where you feel like it already happened. When you wake up, you feel like it's already done. And then what naturally happens next is that you find yourself walking across a series of events that lead up to the exact realization of that goal. And although we went 5 years out into the future, it doesn't mean it'll take 5 years to happen. Because everything that feeling implies must be realized. If it would take 5 years, then maybe it would take 5 years to manifest. But if it would only take a day, then it would only take a day. With that being said, under this video, you'll find a link to my Facebook group, Deep Dive, the manifesting strategy for big thinkers. And if you're somebody who thinks big, who has big goals, you need to be in this group. So go ahead, click that link down below. You also have an opportunity to buy my $7 7-day deep dive mini journaling course. That's a great introduction to the deep dive methodology. So go ahead and pick that up. If it's the right time for you to pick it up, you should pick it up. With that being said, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.